making sure children are healthy, safe, loved, ready to learn, succeeding in school and in life. This is Our Children, a program brought to you by the Children's Trust.
Good morning. I'm Charles Auslander, President and CEO of the Children's Trust.
And I'm Ileana Varela with the Herbert Wertheim College of Medicine at FIU. And together, we welcome you to Our Children. You know, the new academic school year began this week, kicking off a new year of learning, testing, achievement, and challenges for all students and their parents. And we know many working parents are still struggling to make after-school arrangements for their children. So a little later on, we're going to talk about how to find and select the best after-school program.
But first, we're going to talk about children who live daily with a host of more serious challenges beyond the academic. I'm talking about children in foster care, and now more children are entering foster care than have in many years. Joining us now to tell us more are Bart Armstrong, Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of Our Kids, and Denise and Pierre Sassian, who are both foster and adoptive parents. Welcome.
Thank you all for being with us. I think I'm going to start off with you, Bart, because Charles just mentioned a significant increase in the number of children going into foster care. Why do you think that's happening?
There's been many theories around it. The Herald article was one of them. The Department of Children and Families is using a new safety assessment tool. But we've had an increase of about 44% here in Miami-Dade County that have come in from this time last year. And that's why more than ever we need foster and adoptive parents to come forward, because the increase is significant and doesn't appear to be slowing down. And typically with the start of the new school year, you will see new abuse calls into the hotline, which will also cause an increase in cases.
So the difference in the way we're assessing the children who are in need,
right,
you think is resulting in more children going into the system?
We think the safety assessment tool that DCF is using, they're using a new tool now. It's a statewide tool that they're rolling out.
Is it stricter?
It is stricter, and it looks more at the family as a whole. It looks more at priors, which wasn't always done before, and kind of looking for a pattern within the family. So we think that, and we think the Herald article, which brought a lot of awareness.
And the legislation passed, do you think has anything to do with it?
Well, the legislation, I think, is going to affect it. I mean, they put 400 new certified PIs on the ground, so there's going to be more eyes on families. So we think that's going to cause an increase as well as that begins to roll out.
And just for our listeners, Ileana, when Bart refers to PIs, he's talking about protective investigators,
right.
Child protective investigators.
Yes.
But I do think that a lot of what you've said has given us some more confidence, and that's good to hear.
Yes,
it's good
I would
to
agree.
hear. So I'd like to turn now, Denise and Pierre, to you. If you could share your story with us. You're obviously on the front lines. How many children have you fostered and adopted, and what inspired you to do this fine work?
Well, we've fostered 10 children up to now. We've been very fortunate to adopt 3 of them. And we have a baby in our care that we're looking to adopt also. So it's been quite an incredible time to be able to provide, a safe haven for the children that need a place like that.
Definitely, it's been one of the most rewarding experiences of our lives. The reason we decided to foster to adopt is right after we got married, I had some health issues, and we were not able to have kids. And so we knew we wanted children. And when we came out of the other end of those health concerns, the decision to foster, to adopt, rather than just foster, was that we really felt a strong desire to want to make a life-changing difference in the lives of others.
And Denise, if you don't mind, maybe to help again with our audience, if you could tell us a little bit about the difference, and Bart, if you want to chime in, between fostering and adopting.
Well, every family needs to know what they are willing and what they're able to do. Some families just want to adopt, which is to bring in a child and adopt that child and make them their forever family. The fostering is more that the children come to your home, and we see whether with the family members, the biological parents, have case plans, and see if they're able and equipped to have their children and reunite them with their families. And we make every effort to try to reunite children with their biological parents if they can make the changes that are necessary.
And those are the 2 big differences. I started as a foster parent and have adopted 3 kids as well. And when you start off fostering, you take a child into your home understanding that that child's goal is going to be to return to their biological family.
So this is temporary. This is not
for fostering,
a child you will eventually keep.
Correct.
Necessarily.
Now, through the process, that child, for whatever reason, if the biological parents aren't able to complete the task that the state give them, they could lose their parental rights, and then the child would become free for adoption. And then you would adopt, like my 3 kids that I adopted, where they become your legal child for all purposes, and you become their forever family. And so those are the 2 different ways that you can really bring a child into your home.
It seems to me that it takes a very special person to be a parent. Not everyone can be a parent, but I think it takes a very special person to be a foster parent to someone else's child. In many cases, children who have been through traumatic experiences. Do you think anyone can do this?
I do. I mean, I really do. I mean, I know that oftentimes foster parents and adoptive parents get a lot of credit, but you know, we get a lot of joy from the children in our home and what they bring to our lives. And to be involved, you don't always have to just foster and adopt. I mean, we look for people that can volunteer, that can donate items, that can do different things to get involved in the system. I mean, it is a unique population, but I think, you know, it's a very moving experience, and it really changes you.
Denise, what do you think?
I think it's an issue of not letting the possible fears prevent you from doing something that will be so rewarding to you personally and as well to the children that you serve. Of course, if you're thinking about adopting or taking a child in that's had a background that has been challenging and difficult, you wonder as a parent, am I going to be enough? I think fostering...
You wonder that anyway.
Yeah, well, and fostering makes you think, okay, it's like a fast road to self-actualization. You know, how can I be more? How can I become more? And it's not to let that fear prevent you from doing what is going to be the most, in our case, the most rewarding experience of our life. I think another fear that you have is, can I let go if the child goes back? Yeah. And I think about anything in life, if we come from a place of abundance and of love, you get a lot farther than if you try to pull back. And so in that, I think we can handle more loss than we give ourselves credit for.
And I think, too, with the Quality Parenting Initiative, I've seen a lot more foster parents now where the children have been returned and they've still maintained a relationship.
Exactly.
I hear oftentimes from foster parents who have fostered a lot of children that those children are still their children. Although they may have been reunified, many years later still visit them and spend time with them. So I think that fear is what people have is not always founded.
And I think Bart's point is so important also to make us all realize that there are tremendous supports built into the system in order to really try to help, because fostering and adopting there are a lot of challenges with that, but as you say, and as all of you have said, it's really it's so inspiring, because really the humanitarian side of all of us comes out when we care about others, and particularly for children. And I just, you know, sitting here with the 3 of you, I just really want to say thank you. It's remarkable stories.
So I'm going to give you a chance to make the phones ring.
I was trying.
I'm going to let Bart do it.
Okay.
Because he's been so inspiring, and as have both of you. If anyone out there has been touched by what you have said and wants to get involved, how do they do it? Is there a number they can call? Is there a place they can reach out to?
They should reach out to Our Kids. They can go on our website, it's ourkids.us, and just get information and look at all the various ways they can help, because we really need the community now more than ever. The increase in the number of children coming into care, as I said earlier, is huge. I mean, 44% is a large number. And it's not that you have to reach out and become a foster parent and take a kid home tomorrow. There's just a lot of other ways to get involved, you know, to work with businesses, to help foster parents out, to be a support system, and of course to foster and ultimately adopt kids in need. So just reach out our website.
Is this? I know that you mentioned how you came to the realization that this is something that you wanted to do, but how did you actually become involved? Did you go through Our Kids? I mean, what was the first step?
Well, we've been foster parents for 5 years, and we initially contacted, you know, the Christmas special for Wendy's Wonderful Kids. We called a number, and they put us in touch with Charlie, the agency where we originally were licensed with.
And then is there like a training? I mean, do foster parents go through training?
So yeah, we recently brought foster parent recruitment in-house, so it's all done at Our Kids. And it's a 5-week program where you're in a classroom 3 hours a night with other prospective foster parents, and then you have online courses. And once you complete that, you get your foster license, and then you can begin bringing children into your home. And then ultimately, if a child becomes free for adoption, then you would begin the adoption process, which can take as little as 90 days and can take as long as, a couple of years depending on the type of case.
And what are the requirements for the people who may, some people may be very well-meaning but may not be may not meet the requirements.
Yeah, I mean, so some of the basic requirements are that you don't, there's statutory guidelines that you have to have as far as your background, criminal background, things like that. We work with you with a pretty much.
What are the basics? I mean, do you have to be married?
You do not have to be married.
You do not have to be married.
You do not have to
be
married.
You have to be male, female,
you can be
a certain age group.
You can be female. You can be same-sex couple. You can be a single person. Preferably have a job with some source of income. And then, another requirement's going to be where you live. I mean, obviously, if you're somebody that wants 5 kids and you live in a 2-bedroom house, it's probably not going to be an ideal situation. But those are some of the basic requirements. And one of the things we do now is we do all the screening up front. So we don't have you go through, a 5-week course and then at the end say you're not qualified. We'll sit with you at the very beginning and go through the qualifications.
So what is that case study like?
For
screening.
I mean, it's. We're going to do a background check. We're going to talk to your employer. We ask you to get reference letters from neighbors, bank statements. I wouldn't say it's an overly invasive process, but it's
comprehensive.
It's comprehensive.
And people need to know
bank
what
statements, things like that. I mean, we're going to talk to you. If you're married, we're going to talk about your marriage. If you have other children, we're going to want to hear from them. If you had, so it is a very comprehensive evaluation of you as a person or a couple or a family. But having gone through it myself, it's not as difficult as people think it is.
And we mentioned that there is support. Have you always felt that that you had the support there when you needed it?
I think so. Starting from Our Kids, there's always case managers that you can refer to get advice on or ask questions, all the way down to your local association that my wife and I are actively a part of. You have a lot of people that have many years of experience in fostering that are always ready to lend a hand, so to speak, or pick up the phone and help you through any type of situation you might encounter. So there's many levels of support and help that you can access.
And I'd like to add that I think in general, children want to thrive. They want to do well. Of course, any child taken from their biological family, in the first few days, there's adjustment. But in general, children just want to do well. And I think we underestimate the power of the human spirit, how really we can overcome, and children better than anyone. So I don't think it's as challenging as people may expect it to be. Is there challenges? Of course. Is it doable? Most definitely.
And one of the things that we did with the new program is we have foster parent mentors. So as a new foster parent, you're going to get an experienced foster parent to mentor that you can call and ask some of those basic questions that, just things that come up. I'm trying to think of them, but you'll have an actual mentor foster parent that's been doing this for a period of time that can really guide you through the process.
You're not flying solo.
Exactly.
Not at all. We put wraparound services with our foster families
Can you give us that phone number again?
Well, the main number at Our Kids is 305-455-6000.
Slower.
305.
For people my age.
455-6000. And the website is ourkids.us.
Was that slow enough for you?
No, Charles. Not as young as you are.
You know how families are always wanting to do community service projects? You're trying to teach your children how to give back. Wouldn't it be wonderful if a host of families would take in children, and it doesn't have to be a lot of children, just one child, and foster and really serve as examples to those children that are going through a difficult time.
Do you have one moment that you can share with us? It just hit you how worthwhile it was what you were doing. I can imagine that it's very difficult to
Just
distill one moment. But, we only have a few seconds left.
Well, I think all of our children, when I think of their histories, they're such overcomers. I think of Xavier's adoption just this last year.
How old is he?
He's 3.5. We received him when he was 3 months. Can I tell a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
Since he's
You can tell whatever
adopted
you
now.
want. He's your
He
child.
came with a brain injury. We didn't know if he would walk or talk. And this little boy is the most amazing thing. He has the energy of 2 or 3 children, and on top of it, a heart of gold. Every time he speaks, I think of our fears of what he was going to be able to do, and I think, wow, look at the way he's been able to overcome more than anything we could have expected.
Well, I think you're all of you very fortunate to be together, and thank you for the work that all of you do. We really hope that you encourage other people to pick up the phone and become foster parents as well. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next, we're going to talk about the importance of after-school programs and where to find them. Plus, we're going to have a preview of the Children's Trust Family Expo, the largest free family resource fair in Miami-Dade County, coming your way in just a few short weeks.
Right now, more children are entering our foster care system than there are parents to care for them. The need for good, loving, temporary homes is great, and it's urgent. We need your help.
After a time of learning the kids and the kids learn us, everything just fell in line like it was supposed to be.
Everybody can do this as long as you have room in your heart and room in your home. You can parent a child in need.
If you can provide a loving, temporary home for a child whose family is in crisis, call 211 today. Become a foster parent and foster a future.
The reward has been beyond what we could have ever imagined.
I think that you have to go into this with an open heart.
Anyone who even has a small thought of being able to do it can do this, because everyone has that heart to give.
The Children's Trust urges you to consider adoption. Log on to MiamiHeartGallery.org to see and hear from children who need your love. The Children's Trust, because all children are our children.
I can't imagine my life without them.
It's not all about the school, or the teacher, or the neighborhood you live in, but those books on the shelf will open many doors when you open them up and read to your kids.
Read.
Lee.
Lee. Read to your kids.
Let them read to you.
Because when kids read, we all succeed.
To learn more, log on to thechildrenstrust.org and click on Read to Learn. The Children's Trust, because all children are our children.
Welcome back, everyone. Sure feels like summer outside, but don't let the temperatures fool you. Time to hit the books, back to school. So, Charles, let's talk about after-school programs. And we know that not all after-school programs are created equal. How are the after-school programs funded by the Children's Trust? How are they different from the others?
Well, we've been doing after-school programming for many, many years, and we feel very, very good about it. It's really the largest part of our portfolio. Between after school and summer programs, we spend about $30 million of the taxpayers' money on it. Right from the outset, parents said we really need to have after school programming for our children that provides experiences that they may not have otherwise have the opportunity to have. So that can include arts opportunities, music, of course educational, but science, technology, robotics, just all sorts of really fascinating things. And of course we also make sure that kids get help with their homework. We try very, very hard to work on literacy, which, as you know, is so key to educational development, as well as of course sports and physical development and the softer skills, the social skills.
Well,
so
this is what I meant when I said not all created equal, because so many, I shouldn't say so many, but there are after-school programs that basically come down to a babysitting service, and that's certainly not what the Children's Trust is about.
No, and we feel very strongly, because these programs are, the people who run them are very dedicated to them, and after-school programs operate 5 days a week. At least 2 to 3 hours a day.
In schools?
Well, sometimes they're in school sites, sometimes in churches, sometimes in other locations. We really kind of blanket the county with these programs. There's just a tremendous number. There's so many different opportunities.
And I'm sorry, you were saying how many hours do they tend to run?
A minimum of 2 to 3. You know, it's a busy time of day. Many programs have transportation as well if they're not at school sites. And so, but you know, it's a hectic time of day, as any parent knows. Right. You go from school to after school, and then there's not much time left.
And this is for what grade levels are generally included? That's
an important question. So predominantly it's for elementary school age kids through middle school. We do have some programs for older kids.
So K through 8, Jen?
K through 8, yes. And generally that's where you find that because of the offerings at schools, children have the most opportunity to go, at that age group, to go 5 days a week. You know, older kids, high school kids, as you know, are going to be doing certain other activities, and we have youth development programs for them, but they don't meet every day. And so it's just a different approach. And
is there a cost to this for parents?
There can be. We at the Children's Trust respect the fact that some programs, especially with when they have technology components or arts components or music components, may have to ask for some contribution from parents. But predominantly this is subsidized by the Children's Trust, and we really do our best not to exclude anyone based upon cost.
The programs that are available, are they generally tied to the neighborhood, a school, or can you choose which program you want your child to go into?
Well, you know, subject to the practicalities of transportation and otherwise, our programs are open and available county-wide. Some of our programs are themed to certain neighborhoods in terms of the sense of we have some programs that try to focus on cultural history of particular neighborhoods and communities, and so sometimes parents enjoy sending their children, and children enjoy that as well.
So where do they go to find the programs?
It's in a variety of places, and you really can get information. So on the Children's Trust website, that's www.thechildrenstrust.org, as well as at Winn-Dixie stores. And in addition, you can call the 211 helpline and get information. Just dial 211.
So the resource guides are at Winn-Dixie, correct?
Yes, I'm sorry, I should have clarified that. Exactly, that's in paper form. You can actually go into Winn-Dixie and you walk in and the resource guides are there.
There are still some of us who actually, you know, read from print, right?
This is a challenge for me. I don't comprehend that, but I'll get by. I understand.
All right, so the resource guide, by the way, it is a wonderful resource. That's why we call it a resource guide. Get it? You're supposed to laugh at my jokes, Charles.
I can when they're jokes, yes, thank you.
Let's switch gears for a moment. As you know, Charles, the Children's Trust Family Expo is coming up in just a few weeks. On Saturday, September 13th, Miami-Dade County Public Schools will have a big presence there. They do that every year. They
oh, absolutely.
Every year, right?
They have a back-to-school boulevard with a tremendous amount of information and fun. For kids and for parents.
This is an absolutely great event. So let's give people a sneak peek at what they can expect.
Start the school year off right with the Children's Trust Annual Family Expo, featuring valuable resources, activities, and entertainment for the entire family. It provides parents with a wide variety of information, as well as direct contact with all kinds of programs, health and social services.
This is a very special day. It's very labor intensive. It takes a lot of work, a lot of energy from a lot of people to put this together. But we think it's worth it because people need to know that their tax dollars are being spent wisely. And we hope that this shows them and also gives them a little bit of fun in the meantime.
There is so much here for the community. There is so much here that people need to come and learn from and benefit from. And have a wonderful free day with their families. Free admission, free parking. You can't beat this. It is just the most amazing event. in all of Miami-Dade County, and we hope that people keep coming back year after year after year.
In a fun and entertaining environment, more than 200 exhibitors distribute important information, including a back-to-school boulevard staffed by Miami-Dade County Public Schools.
Anytime that we can have outreach to the community and in this fashion and get this many people to have that interaction with, it's wonderful, it's gold.
Don't miss the Read to Learn Book Fair, the Science Treehouse, presented by the Patricia and Philip Frost Museum of Science, and free produce provided by Baptist Health.
We're excited to be here. We're really proud of this event. It's just enormous, and we're grateful to be a part of it.
Attracting more than 20,000 visitors a year, this amazing event offers tons of family and kid-friendly activities for all to enjoy, indoors and out. Lots of fun for the little ones, too. Plus, the ever-popular appearances by children's favorite characters and performances on 2 stages.
This is a 10 for sure. We've got, the activities for the kids, places for the parents, food, everything, so definitely a 10.
You get to draw your own books, and you can read books, and you can buy books.
The Children's Trust Family Expo, the biggest family resource fair in Miami-Dade, all at the Miami-Dade Fair and Expo Center. For more information, call 211 or visit thechildrenstrust.org.
There will also be special appearances by National Children's Book authors such as Brad Meltzer and Bob Shea, so don't miss the free Family Expo Saturday, September 13th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I know you're going to be there.
I sure am all day. It's going to be
And
fun.
I'm going to drop by too.
Well, thank you. Look forward to seeing you there. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a great start to the school year. I'm Charles Auslander. Thanks again for watching this edition of Our Children.
Our Children is brought to you by the Children's Trust. The Children's Trust invests in programs and services that help make children healthy, safe, loved, ready to learn, succeed in school and in life. To access its funded programs and services in Miami-Dade County, visit thechildrenstrust.org or call the Children's Trust helpline at 211, because all children are our children.
Two children, same neighborhood, same school, same kindergarten class. The only difference is one has good attendance, the other doesn't. And the effects of absenteeism can last a lifetime. By the time children get to 3rd grade, the battle is either won or lost. Help your child succeed in school and in life by making sure they go to school every day. Their future is in your hands. This message brought to you by the Children's Trust, because all children are our children. The free Children's Trust Family Expo is back better than ever. Visit the Back to School Boulevard special areas full of fun and learning and exhibits showcasing hundreds of programs for kids. Stop by the Science Treehouse for fun activities, get free produce, visit the book fair, enjoy loads of entertainment and character appearances. Don't miss the Children's Trust Family Expo, Saturday, September 13th from 10 to 5 at the Miami-Dade County Fair and Expo Center. For maps, showtimes, and schedules, visit our website or call 211. The most important 20 minutes of your day is spent reading to a child. Make books a part of your family's daily routine. And if your child is 3 or will be soon, they can get a free book every month. Just enroll them in the free Read to Learn book club. Sign up at thechildrenstrust.org or call 211.